Hello everybody, Pope here, welcome back. We are here today with a couple battles for you in the T-80UK, which is a battle rating 11.3 Russian main battle tank. Like all the other T-80Us, this is it's an incredibly fast vehicle. It's very agile, it's very nimble, it's very mobile. Its only weakness in terms of mobility is its reverse speed. It's only minus 10 kilometers an hour, which isn't great, but it's not terrible either. It's completely adequate for what this tank does. It's got a 125 millimeter main gun firing 3 BM 46. That round is fantastic. It'll penetrate anything you need to kill anything. The only round in the Russian inventory that's better than this is 3 BM 60. While the difference on paper may be pretty significant, this round has 530 millimeters of flat penetration and about 300 plus of 60-degree angle penetration, which is more than sufficient to kill whatever you come up against. Just because it's not 3 BM 60 doesn't mean it's not any good. This round is fantastic. And so on this map, which is Ardennes 3-cap version of it, I generally try to skip the A or the C cap depending on which side I'm starting from. I like to come to the B cap first because, you know, whoever controls the B cap controls the pace of the game. If you're not controlling it, your tickets are bleeding. If you are controlling it, their tickets are bleeding. It kind of forces the fight into the middle here. And in close quarters combat, there's no vehicle I'd rather be in than a Russian one. You'll see in this battle what I'm talking about in terms of the damage models. Pay attention to the spalling that happens when I shoot other vehicles, and then the spalling that happens when other vehicles shoot me, or when I shoot another Russian vehicle. Like, for example, this one right here, it's a T-80UK. Even going through there, you can see that even though he died because I hit his ammo rack, there were only a couple pieces of spalling that happened into his crew compartment. There was virtually nothing. There I missed a shot on whatever that was. It was like some kind of an Abrams, and because I missed that and because I shot, my reload doesn't happen in time, and I missed the shot on that STRV 122. I don't know if it was an A or a B, but it was some kind of an STRV. So we'll wait for him to come back out. I don't really want to take that shot, and I'm glad I didn't, because here comes the, oh, it wasn't an Abrams, it was an XM1. So here comes the XM1 charging around the corner, and he regretted that. My shot was ready, and so he died. But did you see the amount of spalling in that? If you need to, rewind a second and go back and look at the kill cam. The amount of spalling into the side of that XM1 was massive. He had no chance. That was going to annihilate everything in his crew. And so here's another damage model issue I'm talking about. That's a helicopter that just tanked a main round from a 125 millimeter gun. It was a KA-50. Barely hit him, or I hit him pretty solidly, but it barely even damaged him, caught him on fire, and that's ultimately going to be what's going to kill him, is the fire, not the damage that the dart caused. So that's 2 ground kills, 1 air kill. And at this point in time, I know I want to push around this corner. We are almost into their A cap just from our main push. I want to get around on the flank, but I don't want to do so by myself, and I don't want to outrun my own team because you get shot from multiple sides. So they look like they're moving, so I'll take a move, and here we have a target on the left. It's a wheeled vehicle. It looks like a VMCI or a VBCI, the French one. But look at the massive amount of spalling that happened on that tank when I shot him in the front. That's a thin plate of armor. The way spalling is supposed to work, and look at this guy. Here we go, we're going to shoot him in the side. Almost nothing. Just a couple pieces. Just a couple pieces. And it's a much thicker plate of armor. And so the way spalling works in real life is the thicker the piece of armor that you're penetrating, the more spall it does, the more fragments it shoots out. The thinner, the less, which is where the no armor, best armor meta comes from. When you have a little bit of armor, there's not a lot of spalling. Think about if you hold a piece of paper up taut and you take a pin and you prick it and you just prick that one piece of paper, there's very little perforation. It's just a small hole. You put 4 or 5 pieces of paper up there and you prick it again, and there's going to be a lot more material that goes through because there's more material that gets penetrated, and that's what spall is. So one would think that on the side of a Russian main battle tank, you would create an enormous amount of spall compared to a light wheeled vehicle that's barely capable of resisting machine gun rounds. But in this game, no. And it's not universal. It's Russian. If you are not a Russian tank, you spall like crazy. If you're in a Russian tank, you don't spall at all, which is why these things are so frustrating to fight. It's not that fuel tanks eat entire rounds. Sometimes they do, but fuel tanks eat rounds on other vehicles as well. It's that when you manage to perforate the fuel tank and your round goes out the other side, there's no spall left to it on a Russian tank, where there's plenty of it on other vehicles. And I think that's where people's frustrations come from. That's where the allegations of Russian bias originate, is in the fact that these vehicles' damage models is broken. They're utterly broken. And so you have a tank here with the way it performs in game. This would be a first spawn vehicle for most other nations in the game. And so with this particular, right there, killed that guy. But look, the fuel tank ate most of it. 3 rounds, 3 little pieces of shrapnel penetrated, but the fuel tank exploded, and that's why he died. That guy would have lived had the fuel tank not exploded, because there was no spall, there was no post pen. And so at this point, it looks like our guys are almost on the A cap. We've already got 1 person in their spawn shooting people. There's a second that's approaching, so there's no point in waiting and being cautious anymore. It's just time to throw caution to the wind and push the spawn and see how many more guys we can kill at the end. So pushing through, I've got engine noise. It's coming from somewhere frontally. I can't exactly pinpoint where it is. I don't know what it is. It's a diesel of some kind. I don't want to push up too far and get flanked by somebody hiding behind a building. So we're going to look around a bit. Be a little bit cautious here. When I said throw caution to the wind, I guess I was lying. Oh, and there he comes right there. It's a Tunguska. So the Tunguska sprays me with his 30 mils, kills a track. I killed him instead. So we'll do a repair. And now it's time to push up to the edge of this little ridge line. And this will look us right into their cap. We will have a view straight into their cap from the top of this little ridge line. And we are now visible on the mini-map. At this point in the battle, it doesn't really matter, though. We'll push up. It's some kind of an AA vehicle. Thought it might have been a Gepard at first, but it ended up being a Tunguska. So he, once again, tracked me. We'll throw some smoke up because I am visible on the spawn radar. I don't want to give them a free, easy kill. So now the repair is over. We're going to try to move below the ridgeline, at least out from the top where they can't see me anymore. And there's some smoke here on my left. That is not friendly smoke. We have no friendlies in the area, so I know that's caused by an enemy. So let's get down a little bit below the ridge line, avoid the shots from their spawn, and see what we can find over here to kill. Might be a little bit more of a fair fight. And it's a Leclerc, and watch what happens here. Hit the fuel tank, but it bounced. Hit the fuel tank, penetrated the fuel tank, and all the shrapnel ricocheted up into the crew compartment. That will never, ever, 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 ever happen on a Russian tank. Only on non-Russian stuff will you see that. And that's where the mantra of Russian bullshittery comes from, is because that's what you get. And then we've got 1 more vehicle coming out. It's an AMX-30 DCA, and I'll take care of him real quick, and that's 9 kills for the match. And right here at the end, I finally got hit by something, and it was a helicopter, a Russian helicopter. Well, not Russian, but Swedish. So, I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was an order that was put in right at the end of that match. You can see it on the results screen, 43,000 lions. So this is, if that wasn't factored in, it's an 80,000 lion game, 13,000 research points, which is fantastic for 1 air kill and 8 ground kills. So we'll move into the second match here, and the theme for this one is going to be much the same as the first. I want you to pay attention to how many people shoot me, don't do any damage, and don't kill me, which gives me the opportunity for a second shot on them that I ordinarily wouldn't get if I was playing a non-Russian tank. So you'll see that on Aral Sea, this map is a single A cap on the left-hand side of the map. I do not want to be one of the lemmings that goes down that side. That's just an absolutely terrible, awful, horrible place to fight. Especially if you've got a tank that doesn't have good gun depression like mine. So what we want to do is control the 4 line east, which means you take control of 4 and 3, don't let them get by you, and then you can start shooting into their spawn or get behind them and shoot them while they're at a Mexican standoff, you know, in front of the A cap. When you're playing with a tank like the T-80, there's nothing other than like a Rad 90 or some other kind of a wheelie boy who's going to get here faster than me. I'm always, always, always going to be first or tied. And so you get to one of the positions like this, and when they push through, you'll have shots on them. Now I hear an Abrams of some kind. He is on the other side of that row of buildings. So we're going to try to look between the buildings here to see when he comes through. And then, of course, as soon as I look away, that's when he pops through. Get the turret back over, but it's not quite in time. Get his radiator and turn his engine orange, but he's already killed my teammate, my friendly, my squad mate. So at this point, I don't want to leave him over there, because if you look at the mini-map, there is nothing between him and starting to spawn camp us. So I'm going to turn around, make sure I don't get shot from the side, go back through where the B cap would be, come back across this building, hang a right-hand turn, and see what's there. So that guy that killed our teammate, he is gone. He dropped smoke. He went down below. Can't see him anymore, but here's a target of opportunity. It's a Merkava. So we shoot the Merkava right through his South Korean flag into the crew compartment, and he's dead. And right here, I don't see that guy. He gets the first shot on me, and he does no damage. Nothing. He's got a side shot, does no damage at all. I don't know if that's because he just picked a bad spot, or if it's because, you know, whatever. But I was able to get a shot off on him, kill his driver, kill his track, immobilize him, hold him in place, and then just, you know, calmly after he missed his shot, take my time and get the kill. Now, when I come back around this corner, I want you to pay attention to what's in between the two buildings, the building on the right and then the building in the middle. There's going to be a tank there, and I'm going to completely miss him. I don't see him at all. I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know why I missed this guy, but there he is right there. He sees me. He shoots me. He hits me on the front left corner of my tank and does absolutely no damage. Didn't even kill the track. The track barely got turned light yellow. So we come around the corner, shoot that Abrams, disable him. Our friendly gets the kill on him, but here comes this Abrams looking to follow up and finish me, and I reloaded in time. I was waiting for him. He had no chance. So that's twice. Twice now in this match that I've been shot twice, or that I've been shot first, before I was able to get a shot off on anybody, and twice that I survived it. If I was driving an Abrams, or a Leopard 2, or an STRV, or a Leclerc, or anything else, I would not have survived those shots. They would have crippled me, demobilized me. They would have done something really nasty to me, but not in the T-80UK. So now I am in a position where, because of the damage model of the vehicle that I'm playing, I am spawn camping them when I should be coming back out of mine. And at this point in time, the game is over. It's just shooting fish in a barrel. So I got a Bradley first, turned around and shot an AIM. They don't have very many people left. Here's some engine noises, don't know what they are. It's a Centauro 120 on my own team, so don't really need to worry about them. Look, there's somebody else coming out of spawn. We'll pop forward a little bit. Oh, he did. There's another Bradley. Poor guy. At this point in time, I don't know why you would continue to respawn. I mean, I'm a huge believer in spawning until you don't have any points left, so I mean, I guess I would probably be like them and continue to respawn, but on this map where we're not even in their spawn detection zone, I probably wouldn't. At this point in time, it's over. They don't have a chance. But to their credit, they continue to spawn. Here comes one last guy. It looks like an AA of some sort. So we'll go ahead and shoot him, and it's a M163. And at this point, I've got 7 ground kills, no air kills. And there's not really much more left that's going to happen in this match. So rather than spend a minute and a half watching, you know, a bunch of greedy Russian players, you know, playing mine in the cap, we'll just go ahead and fast forward to the results screen. And so I hope one of the things you've been able to see from this match is it's not that the Russian tanks are particularly strong. They're no better or worse in terms of their ability to kill stuff as anybody else. We made 8,000 research, 57,000 lions. It's the damage models. The damage models is what breaks the lineup. And so I appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoy the content, want to see some more, please like and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one and take care.